Hello everybody, welcome back to Screenstars. I'm here today to bring you my review for the 2021 horror thriller The Black Phone, a film that is directed by Scott Derrickson. It's based on the short story by Joe Hill, and it is based on Scott Derrickson's screenplay. Right, the film stars Mason Thames, Madeleine McGraw and Ethan Hawke, and it focuses on a small community in America in I think it's like the late 70s sort of thing. There is somebody going around grabbing kids. So you've got like a community that's living in terror really. There's a local school where all the kids are kind of known, the ones that are getting pulled, and they've nicknamed this person the Grabber. And the young character Finney, played by Mason Thames, is abducted by this killer, the Grabber, played by Ethan Hawke, which then leads to obviously a manhunt trying to find the killer, find Finney before the inevitable happens. And whilst he's been abducted by this killer, the Grabber, he's placed in like a basement room with a disused telephone on the wall, as he keeps being told by the Grabber that it doesn't work. But he's then contacted Finney by the spirits of his past victims to help him, give him advice in the hope of getting him out of there in one piece. Right, what are my thoughts on The Black Phone? Well, this film has been getting a lot of buzz for quite a long time. This one for me is being talked about and anticipated since certainly I can remember this one being talked about in 2021. I think it was probably seen in I don't know, maybe festivals and things like that beforehand by a few critics. So it was getting a little bit of buzz, and I know a lot of people who have been really looking forward to this film. Now, while I've not been beside myself with excitement to watch this film, it's a film I've had on my watch list to get around to checking out. But it's not been like right at the top of the priority list and things like that. And my thoughts after seeing it is I'm really quite impressed with this film. It's made by a very talented director, Scott Derrickson, who has brought us things in the past like The Exorcism of Emily Rose, Sinister, and I think he directed Doctor Strange as well. So we've got here a very versatile director that is comfortable in a lot of different genres, but especially in the horror thriller genre. And he excels again here. What he has delivered here is a tense, very watchable and engaging film with some, I think, really outstanding performances. The first performances I really want to praise are from Mason Thames, who plays Finney, who plays a really grounded young man who, at the beginning of the film, he's kind of getting bullied at school, all this kind of stuff. He's got an abusive home. The father's quite abusive, but he plays him actually really well, really subdued, and you just see him kind of develop as the film goes on, really. And I just thought it was a really great performance by him, and he's got a bright future ahead of him, as does Madeleine McGraw, who plays his sister Gwen, who's something of a sensitive. She kind of has these dreams that tend to become reality. So she's hoping by working with the police that she can have a dream that will lead the police to where her brother is being held. So you've got these two kind of storylines going on. You've got Finney in this basement with the killer trying to figure out how to get out and outwit his captor, and then you've got his sister on the outside trying desperately to find him. And it balances it, I think, pretty well, because I think if it had all been just set in this basement, it would have been too down, dark and dingy, and it just would have been maybe too intense. So it does kind of break it up quite nice. And because I liked the other characters in this film, certainly the brother and the sister characters, it balanced it out really, really well for me. And let's talk about Ethan Hawke as the Grabber. He's been kind of, pardon the pun, grabbing the headlines, if you like, in regards to his performance, and it is absolutely justified. This is one of the creepiest intense performances that I've seen from an actor for a while. It really does get under your skin, and it is very, very creepy indeed. And I'll applaud it really to Ethan Hawke. But I don't think he should get all the plaudits. As I've mentioned, I think these two child actors did a remarkable job as these two. In fact, all the child actors in this film, I thought they did a really good job with the casting here. Because all the other child actors that you see in the film do a really good job as well. Because we do meet some of them prior to them being abducted by this grabber. And we do meet some of them after that as well, when they start contacting him through this black phone on the wall. I think where this film kind of falls down a tiny bit is... it doesn't quite balance out the supernatural elements with the grounded serial killer element, if you like. That part it absolutely nails. This sense of fear and dread with this grabber character. You really do sense that real is so evil, and they do a great job with that. But the supernatural side of it, with the phone and these spirits contacting Finney, it almost at times didn't seem to fit the film, if that makes sense. There was no reason really, other than obviously these spirits trying to almost get their own back against this killer, but it kind of feels like it needed some kind of explanation as to how it could potentially happen. And also as well, I didn't just buy this young girl, Gwen, working with the police, and the fact that, the police are quite happy to listen to her when she's talking about her dreams and where these certain locations could be. It just seemed a little bit, I'm not sure the police of the 70s era or any era would really have partaken in that kind of thing. It seems more of a convenient movie plot device, if you like. But those niggles are kind of minor niggles, really. I thought everything else was pretty much spot on. I enjoyed the pacing. It was very tense, very creepy, and I really did enjoy it for the most part. So I'm going to give this one an 8 out of 10. I thought it was a very, very good film. It's one of those films as well that you watch. I certainly did anyway, and I'm looking forward to watching it again to see what else I can pick up on the second viewing. It's one of those. It's quite complex in some areas, so it is one you want to kind of absorb again a couple of times to know and understand. Is it a film that's really going to grow on me and be one of my favourites, or is it just going to kind of stick at an 8 out of 10 forever sort of thing? Because sometimes you watch a film, and the second, third time you watch it, it gets better and better and better, and that's kind of what I'm hoping for this one. It might be one of a personal favourite of mine going forward. So let me know in the comments what your thoughts are if you saw this film, and of course I will be back with loads more content on the channel very, very soon.